How's everybody doing today? Doing all right? Good. Yeah, that's great. I can see all right. So my name is Roger Rayle, CEO of Genetics Digital Marketing, and I'm up here with Stacy Collett from Dollar Bill Digital Printing. And we wanted to welcome you to lunch in Arbor Marketing. Is there anybody here for your very first LA2M? Your very first? Yeah, so you don't have to stand up and introduce yourself. But we want to welcome you. Thanks for being here. We're here every Wednesday, except for certain key holidays. And then we do take off some time in the summer, so we'll be off July and most of August. And LA2M is a 501c3 nonprofit. We just started an arrangement with the Arbor Public Schools where we are going to be supporting students that want to go into marketing and advertising and creative fields through a scholarship program, which is great. So that's where some of the money through LA2M is going to go to there every year, which is really great, right? And like I said, we're a 501c3. We hold these meetings every week. We're primarily a volunteer organization. We do have a new LA2M manager, Mary Lou Olds. So we have our first employee as a nonprofit, which is great. So we've been bootstrapping this as volunteers for 4 years now. So welcome aboard, Mary Lou. And we passed the hat. That's how we fund the organization. As you know, coming to these events is free. If you do want lunch, we do encourage you to order lunch because Connor O'Neill's does a good job putting these events on. So when you order lunch, that goes straight to Connor O'Neill's and it covers your drink, your meal, and the tip. But then we pass the hat to cover expenses and to help fund our scholarship program. So we suggest $3 to $5 if you want to throw money in the passing can. That's wonderful. You don't have to, but we appreciate it if you do. And for any of those who are new, we have a LinkedIn group, Facebook page, Twitter, LA2M. Just search for us. There's lots of places you can connect with us. You can also check in right at LA2M. Okay. A couple things. We want to thank our sponsor this month, who is Bloom Roofing. Is Bloom Roofing here? All right, there they are back there. Bloom Roofing, a commercial roofing company. They do great work. So if you or anyone you know owns buildings, call Bloom. They've sponsored us this month. And next month is going to be, refresh my memory, they get downtown. Yeah.
The community challenge.
Okay, so it's going to be all about commuting and walking to work and all that. The Get Downtown program will be next week, and then after that, next month will be the ride in May. So, anyways, that's great. If you want to sponsor LA2M, it's only $200 for the month, which is really a steal. You get your banner and information on the newsletter, which goes out to over 1,700 people in the Detroit and Ann Arbor region. We do have the June sponsorship left. If anybody wants to jump on that, you can shout now. But anyway, so we're booked through May with sponsorships, thanks to the ride, thanks to Bloom. And there's also that WordPress workshop. Is Lindsay here? Lindsay? Okay. The Create Your Own WordPress website, right, is coming up?
Yep. April 5th and 6th.
Okay. So it's next Thursday and Friday?
Yes.
Okay. So if anybody wants to learn WordPress, or if someone in your company uses WordPress, I would send them to the workshops. 2-day workshop at Weber's. I'm sending 2 people, so it's a really great way to brush up on your skills. And you can talk to Lindsay back there, Lindsay Dusak, or it's createyourwpwebsite.com. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, anyways, enough blabbing. We have a great speaker today, and one more thing. You will get a chance to introduce yourself at the end of this talk. Okay. So the speaker's going to talk for a while. If we have time for Q&A, we'll run around with the mic. You can ask questions. At 12:45 we'll end, and then you can do introductions. And we go all around the room, and you each get to tell us who you are so we can meet you after the program. But today we have an interesting topic and a great speaker, which is probably why we have such a big crowd. Mark Johnson of MARKITECT, which is really a marketing firm that specializes in the building supply industry. I almost said that right. But if you want to give a warm round of applause to Mark, he's going to speak about Twitter.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be here today and talk to you about Twitter and beyond. So what we're going to be doing is starting with some Twitter basics. I'm going to move through that real fast because I know there are a lot of advanced users in here of social media. And then the next thing we'll be going through is really integration of a whole range of social media sites. And with that, what you'll see is how you can really leverage a whole lot of social media platforms together, and the integration is becoming stronger and stronger all the time. And then I'm going to jump through some real quick case studies. I like the case study method because it's practical, it's real, these are experiences I've had that I'll share with you, and I can answer questions about them too. So this isn't so much things I learned from a book, it's from actually learning and doing. Okay, so let's get started. That's me. Next slide. Okay, Twitter. I've been on Twitter about 650 days. That's 21 months. And I started, and I did this with Masco Corporation, a building product manufacturer that's based over in Taylor, and I was with their cabinetry division here in Ann Arbor. So at this point, I have about 5,900 followers, and I used in my Twitter handle, Mark Johnson, FAIA, a design focus. I'm an architect by background, so that's where I started. And that community is largely composed of folks in either the design or building products industry. I have a lot of architects, builders, remodelers, and so on. That's my focus, that's my background. And it's primarily residential, some commercial too. But then I discovered that there's a huge following out there of culinary interest in Twitter and some of the other social networks. So I have another credential, CKD, and that's Certified Kitchen Designer. And I thought, well, gee, just for fun, let me set that up, see what happens. And that one is actually, and I don't spend much time with it, but about 1,300 followers. So that's a little bit newer, but that's where I get the total. Now, in that time, about 34,000 tweets. So I average about 50 tweets a day. Okay, that's a lot. And I don't do all of that myself, and I'll share a little bit how I automate some of that. But right now I average 10 to 11 new followers a day in and day out, and it's whether I'm real active or not. So it's nice to be at that level, and I just say that because once you get to a certain point, there's some momentum that kicks in. And then I don't use any Twitter adders. There are those out there that will automatically follow people for you and so on. I don't think it's an authentic way to build a following. So the thing that I do automate are some daily e-newspapers, but those are topical and they are about the topics that I'm interested in and have a background in. So I do use those, and across my two platforms I publish about 30 of those a day. So out of the 50 tweets a day, and I have them spread out all during the day, about 30 are automated, and then on average about 20 are ones that I'm actually tweeting each day. Okay? And everything you're going to see today is free. So when I was sharing this and teaching this for Masco, a lot of times I was talking to small businesses and kitchen and bath dealers who are customers of theirs. And especially in the economy that we've had over the last few years, the idea of doing a major investment in social media marketing would have beyond their reach. So I thought, I'm going to deliberately use just free tools and see what I can do with that, because it takes away that excuse. Now, what it doesn't take away is the time commitment. So I really went after it, and I spent 3 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week for the first 4 months learning this. And that was, if you do the math, that's about 500 man-hours. So that's about a quarter of full time. So it doesn't come without some cost. Okay, so how I got addicted, or maybe how I got started. I asked the question, okay, what's my specialty? What's my background? Why do I want to be out there? When you set up, if you haven't set up and these are recommendations based on my experience, add a short bio. That's explaining your expertise, your background. And then be sure to include a link. Some folks don't. They feel like, gee, if I don't have a website, I can't link to anything. Your LinkedIn address is fine. Your Facebook address is fine. I see some people who even have their Twitter address as their link, which is a little circular, but it's good to have that. And then the other thing is just, if you're thinking, gee, how do I do a custom background? I don't have the money to spend on that. You can just Google Twitter backgrounds, and there's some free ones out there. But again, that's going to be it's like a business card. They haven't met you in person, so they're going to be looking you over to see whether you're worth following based on those kind of things. And then I suggest that you find some people who are like-minded. And that's a great way to start. You follow people and they follow you back. I use something that I came up with called the 3-step method. And what I'll do is, in the beginning, I would spend probably 3 to 5 minutes looking over somebody that I potentially might follow, just to see what kind of things are they tweeting about, what's their background, what's their website look like, etc. And I might follow them or I might not. But if I did, then one of the first things I would do is retweet some of their content, because everybody loves to get a retweet, and that becomes a mention. So if they're looking at their Twitter stream, they're going to be mentioned, and they're going to appreciate that, and they might follow you back. The third step to get started with is you can create about 20 lists in Twitter, and I recommend it because once it starts growing, it's hard to keep people organized. So if you were to go to my Twitter account, and all of this is visible, I have a list of architects, interior designers, building product manufacturers, and so on. And so that's a way to keep organized, because when you get 1,000 followers, it's hard to go back and figure it out. That helps you. And then another thing that's nice about that is some people watch who's listed them. So if you do those 3 things, you follow somebody, retweet them, and list them, they're very likely to follow you back. Set a minimum goal if you're going to get on Twitter. One of the things that I just won't follow people back if they just tweet, once a day and it's only every few days. They've got to have an awfully good website for me to engage with them if they're just not active. So if it's 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the night, something like that. The other thing is to get any sort of momentum going on Twitter, you need to be active. And then those lists that I mentioned, that's a great way to find other people to be part of your community. So say that you're in marketing and you find a great marketer and they're organized and they have lists. Look at their lists. And you can follow any of those people. It's all transparent and visible. And then another thing I think is a good way to get started, follow a few high flyers. On the culinary side, 2 of my first ones, Food Network and Zagat. And if people look at your followers to say, gee, what's this person about? That's a nice way to do it, because they'll say, wow, they're plugged in, they're watching this sort of stuff. And then this was kind of cool. Zagat, I just saw in one of their tweets they were asking people to talk about their favorite national parks that they had visited and the lodges. So I went to their website, responded. Well, the next thing I know, they were engaging me on Twitter and asking me for more comments. Would that have ever happened if I had bought a Zagat book? No, but with social media, those kind of things happen and you get neat chances to engage. And then amplify, and that's really retweeting, and that could be blogs, websites, videos, all sorts of content. But it's a great way, again, to find things to tweet about, because that's one of the challenges you might have. Okay, a few more ideas here, and then it's going to get very visual, so it's not all text. But I had a couple of Twitter mentors who helped me get started. And probably the best advice I had was be useful to others. So it's not like everybody's using each other. It's more like the golden rule. If you do something nice for somebody, very likely they're going to do something nice for you, like follow you back. In Twitter etiquette goes a long way. So if you get a mention or a retweet, which you will in time, be sure to give them, and I use, because it only takes 5 characters, retweet thanks, RT thanks with an exclamation point. It's a nice way to acknowledge the fact that you're grateful that they mentioned or retweeted you. Another word of caution, don't be too promotional. The recommendations, and this is from a lot of experts, is that no more than 10 to 20% of your tweets maximum would be promoting your business or self-promotional. That's another thing where I just won't follow people. If I look at their Twitter stream and it's, here's a coupon, do this, enter a contest, come to my site, do this. When I see that, it's very clear to me, they're not listening, they're just pushing out content and hoping people will come to their site. But for me, it's not real engagement, so I don't follow that. Let's see, some do recommend about 20 tweets a day as a maximum, and that little formula that I gave you, my 30 automated 20, is me maxing out, if you will. And then another thing that is just a cool way to get to know people and engage at a little bit deeper level, and that's to find a Twitter chat. So I do 2 regularly. One is interior designer chat. Another one is KB Tribe chat, it's kitchen and bath designers. And this is a weekly meeting where people learn that they can go and talk about a particular topic with other experts in their field. So it's a nice way to engage and build that network and build that following. For all of my Twitter activity, I hardly ever go to the site. I manage all of this on a dashboard app, and two of the big ones are Hootsuite and TweetDeck. And I use the free versions. I happen to use Hootsuite. But that's the way you can manage all the things that I'm going to be talking about a little bit easier, so you might check that out. And then one other thing I'll say, don't take your first unfollow too hard. I had two mentors, and I emailed both of them when I got my first unfollow, and it was like, what did I do? Did I insult them? Do I need to call them? You know, do I beg forgiveness? What happened? And that's when you get one said you get unfollows every day. You know, people might follow you, unfollow you, so don't take it personally. Okay, so people will say, well, gee, there are all these social networks. I don't have time for all of them, and I don't either. What's the difference? So here is a psychographic way that you might think about it. If it was Twitter, you might say, I'm working on a project with a hashtag. Facebook, I like my project. I'd like you to like it too. Flickr, here's a picture of one of my projects, because Flickr's a photo sharing site. YouTube, watch me work on a project in video. LinkedIn, my skills include creating projects. Pinterest, one of the newer platforms. Here's a pretty collection of my projects. Google Earth, here's where you can visit a project. SlideShare, see a presentation about my projects. Google Plus, my circle of friends do projects too. And then finally, Paper.ly, the e-newspaper, you can read all about our projects here. Okay, so notice that every one of these little messages or insights includes a project. That could be a product, it could be a service, it could be anything. But notice that every one of them is a slightly different way of talking about it. And that's why there's so many different networks out there. Okay. Now, it gets a little confusing. I've been trying to come up with a way of sorting it out and just making it a little bit clearer. So I'm going to show you a diagram that I just came up with in the last couple of days. And I would say that these major sites are more about communication and engagement. So a few words I would use: Twitter, spontaneous updates. And they kind of disperse like vapor. I find that the half-life of a tweet is probably 3 to 6 hours. If I tweet on a Friday, and I sometimes, and just so you know, over 60% of my tweets include links. So that's important to me, that there's something more to see and go to. But I'll find that, and then I record all those links. I can go back and see the numbers on Google. It's a little like looking at analytics on your website. But what I'll find is Friday tweets with links sometimes get read on Saturday or Sunday. And it's maybe people just getting caught up with their reading, going back through their Twitter feed. But anyway, it kind of disperses. Facebook, okay, updates, pictures in timeline, which is the new protocol or new format that's only about a month old, but it's lasting. So that's a differentiator. Google Plus is interesting because that's really posts within these smaller subsets of friends or professional acquaintances. Foursquare, which I don't do, but it's basically posting physical location and your activity. By the way, a little aside, South by Southwest Interactive was in Austin just a couple of weeks ago. And that is where Twitter and actually Foursquare were kind of discovered or launched a few years ago. It's become this huge mecca, not just for music and film, but also startups to launch their new apps. So the buzz is always, who's going to be named by Mashable the top new app? And there were a bunch of them this time, and they were calling them proximity apps. And Highlight was the one that got named with #1. Now, I read a blog just this week that was talking about all of these proximity apps being a little bit creepy. And what they're doing is basically, if you walk in with your smartphone to a room like this, you'd be able to see if anybody's tweeting or maybe on Facebook and what their content looks like, and you might be able to get acquainted with them. Okay, so it could be good for business networking, but some people are saying it's a little intrusive. So that's kind of the next phase, and we'll see whether it has any traction or not. But that was big just 2 weeks ago. And then LinkedIn, which I think is critical for business, resume, professional updates. I don't spend a lot of time there, but you'll see I get a lot of value out of it for not being there. So I call LinkedIn being there without being there. This I wanted to show you because this is kind of the key to the way I'm trying to differentiate myself. I just saw this in a new blog yesterday, and this is by Simply Measured. Now, they're one of the tracking companies. I don't use them because they're expensive. The minimum cost for an agency to use Simply Measured is $500 a month, okay? So it doesn't come cheap. But notice in the center there, photo and video. Since the launch of Facebook Timeline, the numbers are way up. And then also links in that very first column. That's also a substantial amount of growth. So the premise of their research is that the social media networks are gravitating to more rich media content, video, photography, presentations, that sort of thing. Okay, so I just mention that because that's a new trend. And this kind of substantiates what I had actually heard a lot of my designer blogger friends talking about, because some of them will write incredible blogs and have one image. And what they were starting to see was that their readership was going down, but then they were wondering why other designer bloggers who have a lot of pictures and very little verbiage, why their numbers were way up. And what we were all guessing is that there's so much information overload out there now, so many people blogging, that people just don't have the time. So at least in the design community, I can't say about all communities, but at least in terms of design, pictorial or rich media, blogging, and information seems to be consumed at faster rates. And because Timeline also takes advantage of that, that might be what you're seeing here. Okay? Just kind of a new trend to keep aware of. Okay, so then on this side of it, now talking about the visual media, and I call it curated content, here's some of those other sites that we talked about. YouTube, so that's the video. Flickr for your photos, but also short videos. You can do up to 90-second videos on there. Pinterest, which is, it's been around since 2009. Ben Silberman, the co-founder, was a speaker on the last day of South by Southwest Interactive, so suddenly he's a big name. They struggled like crazy. It was great to hear his story. They were really only discovered last fall, and now their company is valued at about $100 million. So all this hard work is paying off. Google Earth, I mentioned these Google sites. They aren't normally thought of as being social media sites, but I can tell you, because I've collaborated with the Google folks since 2006, there's a lot going on, and it shouldn't be overlooked, because it's getting more powerful all the time. So travel, commerce, those are two keywords for Google Earth. Google 3D Warehouse, we won't spend a lot of time on it, but that's basically 3D models of the built environment. It has a lot to do with design, and another one of these big goals of Google is they want to build out every building on Earth, on Google Earth, as basically a virtual place for cities, towns, etc. And then SlideShare. This is my newest big discovery, and I love it. I was not familiar with it, and then got busy on it about 4 months ago, and I have 12 presentations up there. A couple have gone viral. So in 4 months, I've got 63,000 views of presentations on SlideShare. I would never get that kind of traction on a new blog site. So that's pretty neat. Paper.li or Paper.ly, that's news. It's curated from other people's tweets, but that's been a key to growing that following. Okay, so you got all of these different networks. How do you organize and think about them? Well, the mothership, I call it, where you're probably spending most of your time and effort, is going to be your website or your blog. So if you think about organizing all of these sites so that they begin to reinforce that site, that's your ultimate goal, pointing them back to this. But beyond that, now what's so neat is LinkedIn is integrated with Flickr is integrated with Facebook, is integrated with et cetera, et cetera. So there are all these connections between the sites, and that's a great thing to take advantage of. One of the things, and I learned this on the Blogspot Twitter chat, when bloggers were saying, well, gee, how do I promote this? Can I promote my own blog? And what he was recommending, and he's a big pro in this, it's the biggest Twitter chat out there. He was saying use other networks to cross-promote. It doesn't come across as so self-promotional. So you might put a post on Facebook saying, here's what I'm doing on my blog, and vice versa, just a little bit more subtle. So you notice, though, that with that goal of directing traffic, everything's pointing back. We already talked about that. But Twitter's not on this page, so where's that fit in? The way I see Twitter is that becomes an amplifier. It's like turning up the volume on all of these and getting the word out to ultimately get back to your website. Okay, now we're going to jump into the case studies, so we need to move fast. This is an example of using two of these things. So this is Twitter, Google 3D Warehouse. The tweet that you see at the top there, and where I want to point something out in particular, you'll see a little red circle. See my contemporary craftsman kitchen design in Google 3D Warehouse, over 3,700 downloads, a link, and a few hashtags. There's a picture of it. So this is what you would have seen on my iPad. So this is a kitchen design I did a couple of years ago, and because Google will show you the metrics, it's a great place to see it. So I wanted to do a test. I just did this last week to see what would one tweet with a link accomplish in terms of driving click-throughs. This isn't my website, but it's a project. So if I want to drive traffic to that, what can I do with one tweet? So I measured it, but I didn't stop there. I pushed it out to 4 other social media networks. So in each of these quadrants, what you're seeing is first LinkedIn, and then Google+, and then in the bottom left, Facebook, and then Pinterest. So this appeared in all of those places too. Now LinkedIn is an auto feed. That's how I can be there without being there. And I don't worry about it. I have probably 1,000 connections on LinkedIn, and if any of them happen to be watching their stream, they're going to see my updates. And I thought, well, it's a way I can be there without being there. But I get a surprising number of shares, what they call them on LinkedIn, by having that stream right there. The Google Plus, I think, is a great place to be. I'm not real big on that, but Google's making it so easy to 1+ things. So that's a post that came right from that tweet. And then this is what's cool about Facebook, and I'm doing more of this. So instead of just posting stuff on my Facebook site, if I add the @ plus Google, then it automatically makes that a hot link, if you will, to Google's Facebook page. So they're very open about Google friend activity. So I'm a friend of Google's at Facebook, and it automatically posted that right on their Facebook page. Well, my friends on Facebook number in the hundreds. They have over 9 million friends. So to leverage their site as a place where I can post my content, that's kind of a cool thing. Okay? So just another idea. And then Pinterest, just another place to be in. We aren't going to spend a lot of time on that today. Now, my good friend Scott is in the audience, and when he first started following me on Twitter, he said, Mark, I don't understand what you're saying. So that was a big signal to me that my tweets were too cryptic. It's kind of like trying to follow your teenager's texts. It's like, what does this mean? What does it stand for? There's so many abbreviations. So all of that to say that, yes, I use cryptology or cryptic tweets that other Twitter users understand. But when I go to those other sites, I do it longhand, because that's the great thing about having more than 140 characters. You can really tell a message and tell a story in a different way. Okay, measuring the results. So that little experiment. This is a chart from Google 3D Warehouse. So that one tweet spread out all those places, that got 75 click-throughs to view that kitchen. And I have a lot of friends who are architects and designers, and they work so hard on their websites, and they're gorgeous, but their biggest challenge is, how do I drive people to my website? So to say that, well, with one tweet, I could drive 75 people to go see it, that sounds pretty astounding. It doesn't happen overnight. But notice that's a little over a 1% response ratio. That's about what direct mail gets. A great campaign in direct mail might net you 3%. So that's another comparison. It's not the same as direct mail, but sure a lot cheaper.
Was there more follow-through than just going to the site and someone called you?
I'm sorry?
Did you get any business?
Good question, and we'll get to that in just a minute. I'll show you that in some case studies. So what makes a powerful tweet? Okay, this is my definition of it. So there's that tweet that you saw again. I try to, and this isn't easy in 140 characters, take some practice, but I try to call to action. In this case, it's see my contemporary kitchen. Now, if I did all my tweets that way, it would be way too pushy. But 1 out of 10, I'd probably do 10% that are self-promotional. That's not too much. So call to action. Relevant hashtags. So what's a hashtag? Well, that's just a number symbol in front of any word. But after a while, you learn that there's some really popular hashtags out there. So I happen to include 4 of them in this tweet. The word kitchen, design, CAD, and tech. Design is the most powerful one out of there. I was on Twitter only about 4 or 5 months, and this blew me away. I got named as a top 100 design tweeter of the year. That was 2010. I thought, what's this about? Well, at that point, about 20% of my tweets used the word design, because that's what I tweet about. So that caught somebody's notice who was doing this list, and suddenly I garnered about 100 followers in 2 days. So fun things happen when you begin to optimize those. Brand mentions. If you mention a brand like Google or one of their products, SketchUp, use the @ symbol or make sure that you are taking advantage of that, because they may see that. Some companies are better about watching these than others, but that's, again, a great way to get mentioned. And then maybe a teaser. In this case, I know that some of that traffic was driven because I said it's been downloaded over 3,700 times. Now that's over 2 years, but maybe it's the idea that, gee, if it's this popular, I got to see it. But those would be the sort of things. And then the links that you use, I just recommend that they be relevant to what you're trying to do. So if you're doing recipes one day and another day it's surfboards or whatever, people may not quite understand what's your focus, what are you really trying to do out there. So reflecting your focus and your expertise in your links, I think is a good idea. And then finally, those 75 click-throughs in one tweet, that's not going to happen without a large following. So in this case, it is the 7,200 followers. That is an easy getting there, but 21 months, that's pretty quick. Okay, now we're going to talk about brands and what's leading to some business. Now, I won't say that this is being hired by Taylor to do all their social media campaigns, but it's like building blocks. So this was cool. I was in Toronto for the Green Build show just last fall, spent some time in the Kohler booth. Well, what was I doing? I was tweeting. I'm here at Kohler looking at some great new product, a fabulous green booth, and sure enough, their social media manager saw my tweets. Next thing I knew, and they had looked at my profile, first they were following me, second they reached out and said, would you be willing to do a guest blog on the Kohler blog? Well, that's pretty cool exposure. So I was glad to do it. We talked about it. And we decided that I would do a review of their booth because they had worked very hard to make it very sustainable, et cetera, et cetera. So that was, that's their blog, and that was my first guest blog placement with a brand that everybody knows because they do a great job of consumer advertising. Okay, so that was a freebie, but it leads to other things. Okay, leveraging Twitter chats. I mentioned that. So this KD Tribe chat that I do, it doesn't take long if you have an area of expertise for people to find out, that they're pretty good at what they do. And in this case, I got invited to be a guest host of a Twitter chat. So that was cool. And I talked with them and the topic that they liked, and this was a research project that I had done. And it was looking at all of the new apps that are available on the iPad. What would be a good fit for designers? So this was a presentation I had done. It was already up on SlideShare. And because this was a little bit technical in a Twitter chat, you're only going to get about 5 to 8 questions in 1 hour. And it's a little superficial. It's only 140 characters. So the thought was, well, could I use a SlideShare presentation as a reference point to do e-learning during a Twitter chat. Okay? And so we promoted it that way on the blog for KB Tri Chat. So it was really a preview to the chat, learning, and a reference piece during the chat. And then if you missed the chat, it was still up there for reference. So that was pretty successful. Formica group, who attends that chat, saw that. They thought, that's cool. So the next thing I know, and I didn't talk to them, they didn't talk to me, but they decided to embed my presentation in the Formica blog. So here's another brand name that everybody knows, and I've got a nice placement in their blog, so that's cool. Well, SlideShare, which is another, I think the social media community, they have 16 million visitors every month. And I know a lot of you do presentations, so if your company is putting your presentations up there, SlideShare is a great place to do it. Well, they thought this was cool because they had never seen a major corporation take a SlideShare and embed it in a blog. So they reached out to me because they had seen some of my numbers and said, would I be willing to do an interview for the SlideShare blog? So this is that. So it was how to rock your Twitter chat with SlideShare. And boy, that got me some nice promotion. So within that, here is yet another presentation. And this is my most thorough one that is taking and analyzing and pulling apart an entire social media campaign. So if you're looking for at least how I do it, that's a great presentation. So with a few of these under my belt, I was able to land the social media campaign for 2 of the green show homes at the International Builder Show in February. My first paying work. But it came from all of that activity that you were seeing already. So in this case, here's another SlideShare presentation. This is a sneak peek, if you will, at the Vision House at Epcot, the Disney property, and it's opening in April. And again, to land the social media contract for this was a big deal, so I was excited. And because I had had that success with Formica before, and they have about 10 sponsors, all building product manufacturers, I thought, I'm going to approach them and peddle this thing, see if anybody wants to use it. So sure enough, and this just came out on Friday, but Armstrong said, yeah, we're a sponsor. We like the presentation. It's a nice way for us on our corporate blog to promote the fact that we're a sponsor of this new green home. So here we are with first Kohler, then Formica, and now Armstrong Flooring, as far as my having content embedded in their blog. So again, it's kind of this building block process. So then SlideShare sees this, and they think this is cool. They had seen the other one with Formica. That got me a guest blog. In this case, they had already put this presentation on their homepage for 24 hours, and it kind of went viral. So in that case, they don't do a repeat, but they got back to me and said, we love this. We're going to put it on our Google Plus site. So they did this on Friday, and this was kind of cool. You know, we're super excited to see that Armstrong embedded this presentation on their blog. So again, they're telling the story, and I'm part of that story, so that was neat. Okay, now we'll switch gears, but we're going to talk now about Flickr, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay, so 3 more of those social media sites that we saw in that diagram. So now I'm at Epcot. Yes, 5 minutes? Okay, very good, I'll pick it up. So now I'm at Epcot, and this is a live presentation, or excuse me, a live event, and the thought was, can we, in fact, for the sponsors' benefit, get some tweets out with pictures of this live event and send it out to all these followers? So I was the tweet jockey. I wasn't spinning records, but I was up there tweeting. But it was taking pictures, posting them on Facebook, adding a description, posting on Flickr, pushing it out with tweets and to Facebook, all in a 2-hour period. Okay, I only got about 10 of these done because it's a little complicated, but the sponsors loved it. And if they didn't see it that night, they saw it on Twitter the next day, either through their agencies or for the people who do their social media. So it was very successful and kind of a fun thing. This is where I was able, right on the page, through the social media icons, to do my Facebook post. and push it out there, and then this is what it looks like on my professional Facebook page. So with this integration of all of these sites, now that's how you can quickly be in all these places in record time. And then notice at the very bottom it says View Mark Johnson FAA's photo stream on Flickr. So if somebody reads that, they may say, hey, I'm going to do a little bit more pictures. So see how it's all kind of pointing back and forth to each other. Okay, promoting brands on paper.org. Because I publish all these things, it's neat because I can actually cross-promote or in a way spread the goodwill that some of these brands have to me. So here is Formica Group's blog, and I made it my top story. And notice with these numbers up in the upper right that there are quite a few tweets and LinkedIn shares of my newspapers. So I don't think a lot of people read them, but they like spreading it around. So it's kind of a cool thing. Okay, we've talked about national brands and large trade shows and Disney. And not everybody in this room gets to do that, and a lot of us are local. But I just want to show you that it can be local. So here's an example of YouTube, Google Earth, and Ann Arbor. Okay? This is my YouTube channel, if you will. And notice that they've got a new format, so it can really look nice. You know, it almost looks like a web page. So this is where I have videos and some screencasts, but then these also have embedded content of, in this case, the 723 Spring Street lead home that Scott and his wife live in, and Doug Selby, Meadowlark Builders, constructed. This is the first lead platinum home in this area. What's cool about it is it's actually a duplex, so or a twin home. So Scott's home is lead platinum, and the one adjoined to it is lead gold. It's going to be on a festival this summer. They'll mention that in a minute. But this is, I think, cool because it's showing how, again, all of this can be mixed up and promote and share something that's even local. There's somebody locally here. She works at the University of Michigan, and she's very good as a SketchUp modeler. She's modeled, we figure, maybe 60 major buildings in Ann Arbor. So if you go to Google Earth and look at 3D images, you'll see much of the city that's been done by this very talented woman. Now in Scott's neighborhood, there's just one home model, but it's a cool one. Okay, Pinterest, I just mention it because it's growing fast. This is a Pinterest board I did for Micah. They liked it, and I said, you know, would you like to use it in your blog? So this is their blog that they did after the IBS show. We did a nice series of collaborations, so I'm going to just go through this quickly. So there's a picture. If you were to scroll down in the blog, they invited me to do a radio interview. This includes links if people want to hear that radio interview. It's talking about the Cool Energy House, which they were a sponsor of, and I don't include them for that. Further down, here's a Twitter chat, or excuse me, a tweet up that we did live in their booth. So I had a bunch of my designer and builder friends to turn out for this, and everybody's listening, going on a booth tour, and they're tweeting about it. So they're reaching a much bigger audience than just those at the trade show. So that's mentioned in here and pictured. And then this is a picture of one of the rooms, the laundry room in this cool home. And here they mention a Pinterest board and give me a special thanks. So, you know, what more could you ask for from a major brand? It's just been an incredible relationship. I was just asked to do a case study for a new business book, business marketing college textbook. And what brand am I going to submit for the case study? It's going to be for Micah. They've done so much for me. It's a nice chance to return the favor. Okay, so then leveraging all of this, we want to point back to your blog or your website. So here it goes. And I have to say, with all this activity, this is the thing I tend to neglect. But I use all of this content, and it's great to blog and embed. So this is what my site looks like. And notice that there's this emphasis on rich media. I'm trying to differentiate it so it's not just a lot of words, it's not just simple pictures. So if we scroll down here, we're going to see that here's a presentation. So somebody can, without ever leaving that page, go through 65 slides of in-depth information if they want to. And if they do it full screen, it's still high definition. So that's all within one blog post. And then if you scroll down further, here's a next site, still under construction, but Social Media Soup. So these are all my social media presentations housed on SlideShare that I want to have on my own site, just haven't gotten around to it. But I've come up with a newspaper by the same name, and I embedded that in this blog. Well, this is updated every 24 hours. So this is like an evergreen blog that never gets outdated, and it's easy to embed, and again, all of this is free. So that's a kind of example of where maybe some of this rich media can be used, where I'll probably do less copy and start moving more in the direction of, again, the visual content. So in summary, I just want to say that this has given you some ideas for how you can tie all of these things together and really make the most of all these networks to drive traffic back to you and your business. And that's about it.
Thank you very much. Great talk. Wow, that was a really great talk. So anyways, thanks, Mark.
You bet.
Who's you can follow?
The one thing that I wanted to, the only thing I wanted to include here, I tried putting this presentation on SlideShare this morning, and it's a little too big. I got to cut it back. So anyway, that's my SlideShare handle, if you will, and I'll have it up there by tomorrow. I just need to slim it down. Thanks.
Thanks very much. Okay, so now we get to go around the room and introduce ourselves. And just give us your name. Everybody's up here over there. Give us your name and your company. And if there's anything you're looking for real quick, let us know in 12 words or less, and we'll make it all the way around the room in 13 minutes. And please stand up when you do it.
I'm Susan Christian.
It is. You just got to speak into it.
I'm Susan Christian. I work for Metalwork Builders, and I've got a lot of other Metalwork Builders people here, so I'll let them tell about what we do.
Brian Christian, I'm with the Adopo Group, an innovation consulting firm based in Ann Arbor. I've known Mark for a long time. He's obviously a social media guru. He's also a great person.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou Olds, and I am the manager for Washington Arbor Marketing. Thanks for the great presentation, Mark. That was so filled with really good, useful information. And if you or your organization or someone you know has great ideas for a presentation that would really be suitable for us, please let me know. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. So I'll be up front after the presentation or after we all introduce ourselves. And thanks.
Hi, I'm Josephine Rude, and I'm connected with Metallark Energy, and I'm going to be helping them a little bit with planning Mission Zero Festival that's coming up in June.
Hi, I'm Doug Selvey. I'm with Metallark Builders and Metallark Energy, and we are a full-service design build company in Metallark Builder side, and then Metallark Energy is a home energy retrofitting company to make homes more comfortable, healthy, and energy efficient.
Hi, I'm Lisa Russo with Metallark Builders.
I'm Matt Drogoff, I founded Greennovation TV and the Thrive Net Zero consulting firm. We actually we're the oldest house in America to achieve net zero energy over in the Old West Side, and also a co-founder of the Mission Zero Fest, which you'll hear more and more about. All kinds of other good stuff. We're looking forward to speaking to this group soon too.
Hi, I'm Scott Phillips. I work with Ryan at the Noble Group, and like Ryan, I've known Mark Johnson a long time, and I always know when I'm done talking to Mark because my head's full and my head always hurts. So, and like Matt, our home will also be on Mission Zero Fest, which is June 8th and June 9th, and then our 9th and 10th.
Hi, I'm Michelle Shannon, and I represent Legal Shield, where our members sleep worry-free.
Hi, my name is David Jackson. I work for Ideation. We are a direct catalog marketer for independent businesses.
I'm Roger Rayle. I do video for this group and several others, and I also am an information consultant and take your data and make it understandable to even lay people and managers.
Hi, my name is Chris Lynn. I'm with Mandy and Handy. Our new motto is we're a learning system to teach cultural understanding and language. And that's because we're no longer books so much as going into the digital. So we're trying to get up to speed with apps in particular. And if there's anybody that has that type of expertise, we're really looking to do a lot of things this next quarter. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Joey Hansen. I work for Torrance Learning. We are an e-learning design and development company, and we are looking for graphic designers. If you are a graphic designer, if you are a graphic designer, if you know one, our website is torrancelearning.com or talk to me.
Battery die on that?
Hi, I'm Ms. Ravick, and I'm a consumer product marketing specialist. Today I'm here on behalf of a client who's looking for a published children's author that might be interested in having their book appear in some advertisements and promotions. So it is for a new practitioner. Hi, I'm Jennifer Salerno, and I own an internet-based software company screening adolescents for risk behavior and providing training to help professionals counseling risk behaviors.
If you don't mind passing this, it works. Just hold a little wire to your.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Cusack, and as Jared mentioned, I'm hosting Create Your Own WordPress website. It's April 5th and 6th at Weber's, and it's a great workshop. We have some great speakers and presenters where not only will you walk away with a website that you built yourself, but you can learn the fundamentals of web development and digital marketing. So if you're interested, see me after. We're offering 50% off our individual ticket price this week.
Hi, I'm Ross Johnson. I'm a web designer, web developer, and graphic designer. I'll also be speaking at the Create Your Own website workshop next week. So if you need a website and can't afford to spend thousands or tens of thousands to have it done nice, we'll teach you how to do it yourself. I also host WordPress in Arbor, which is it's a free monthly event where we go over how to use WordPress and that sort of thing. So come by. It's 7 to 9 if you use WordPress and want to learn more. Oh, and I guess we're auctioning off a free ticket to the workshop tonight.
Hello, my name is Brooke Sparling, and I'm a volunteer for Friends of the Congo. I do social media for their documentary, Crisis in the Congo, Uncovering the Truth. I also have a local group called Congo Activists in Michigan. We're doing a hike for Congo on May 6th. I have info if anyone's interested.
Hi, Nick Sherwood, Steve's Custom Signs in Ann Arbor. We do banners, signs, promotional items, screen printing, embroidery. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you.
My name is Eric Boyle. I work with Bloom Roofing Systems, and we keep water out of your commercial roof buildings.
Hi, my name is Michelle Helms. I'm a local freelance writer. I write a little bit of everything, so if any of you are looking for a writer, my website is mpheditorial.com, and I'm at Twitter at mphedits.
Hi, I'm Dennis Skupinski. I'm in sales and marketing. I usually help Roger with the video.
Hey everybody, I'm Don Klein with the Ride and Transportation Authority, and this is an LA2M debut real quick.
Get your ride to the airport, just $12. Ride and Michigan Flyer have teamed up to bring you a new public transit service between Detroit Metro Airport and Ann Arbor. It's called Air Ride, and a one-way trip with advance reservation costs just $12. Air Ride makes frequent trips between Ann Arbor and DTW every single day. So for just $12, you can surf the web, read a book, and relax with plenty of legroom. For reservations, schedules, and discount fares, fly over to myairride.com.
Thanks.
How much does that service cost?
Hi, my name's Tiffany Daniel, and I really don't want to go after him. I have nothing. I'm the HR manager at Rainbow Rehabilitation Centers. We're always looking for great people, so we have all types of different opportunities. So if it's another position, just check out our website, www.rainbowrehab.com.
Dave Oliver, physical therapist, physical therapy in motion. We're in the clinic here in Arbor and Washington, and also
Hello, I'm Julia Winters, and I'm with Physical Therapy and Motion as well.
Hi, my name is Brad Fritz. I'm just finishing up an internship at Slow Interactive Group, a search engine optimization firm over on Liberty, and I'm looking for new opportunities.
Hi, my name is Dan Ludwig. Recent graduate from Michigan State University with a Bachelor of Arts in Advertising, and I work with Derek at International Marketing as a digital marketing intern.
Hi, my name is Rachel Phillips, and I'm the editor of Outdoor Athlete magazine here in Ann Arbor.
Hello, I'm Freddie Rosenthal. I own a local insurance agency here in Ann Arbor, and I help people who are frustrated and find out that they didn't have the proper coverage in place when they have a claim.
Especially after the tornado.
Hi, my name is Kathy Toth. I'm an Ann Arbor area real estate expert, and Mark, great presentation because social media is so important to all of us small entrepreneurs. Thank you. I do have a need. I'm looking for 2 career-minded buyer's agents, so you can come after the session. Thank you.
Corey Hamlin, Marketing Assistant for the Ypsilanti Area Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Hello, my name is Chris Boza. I'm also a recent graduate at MSU. Go Green. Sorry, Derek, I might have screwed things up here now. Like I said, I'm a recent graduate, degree in English, and I'm also kind of looking for an opportunity right now.
Hi, my name is Emma Wendt, and I work at Ann Arbor Spark. I'm looking for great entrepreneurs who have innovation-related startups and with the potential for growth, and I would love to give you money or other resources available in Michigan.
Hi, my name is Taylor Hollick, and I work as the social media director at Regroup. And we're actually looking for an assistant media planner buyer right now, so come talk to me if you or someone you know would like to do.
Hello, my name is Jody Brown with JB Interiors and Graphics, and I'm just looking for opportunities to help bring organization out of your chaos.
Hi, I'm Megan Blazer, marketing rep for the Schneider Agency Farm Bureau. My job is to help the agency grow using multiple marketing venues.
Hi, my name is Derek Schneider. I run a multi-line insurance agency on the east side of Ann Arbor, and I will return your phone calls.
How about tweets?
I'm Bill Denny. I'm a professional technical writer looking for projects in the Ann Arbor area. Just give me a shout if you need anything large or small. You can look me up on LinkedIn.
Good afternoon, I'm Dr. Thomas Blackwell, principal owner of Impel, a training and development company.
Hi, I'm Joel Verdon with Dish Fish, and I'm one of those entrepreneurs I'm pleased to say was offered a grant yesterday by Spark. What we do with Dish Fish is we let you catch a deal and help a cause. We have a new product. In fact, we're going to try to do a business benefit patent on it with that grant. It's called Dish Fish Dollars. They're universal dollar coupons that you can use to save $1 at any business that participates, and that are sold to raise funds by your favorite organization or nonprofit. So we're launching in Washington. If you have or manage a business, a retail storefront kind of business, or you support a nonprofit that wants to raise funds, please come see me.
Good. Sorry, that was fun for me. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Murray, the big guy at Good Stuff Studios, and I learned while partaking in St. Patty's Day here that people are concentrating on the wrong thing, because I'd walk around, I'd run into a lot of people, and they'd be like, "Hey, it's the big guy!" I'm going, "My name is Dave. My company is Good Stuff Studios, and we do graphic design. So if anybody wants to talk more about that, I've got a little book here that has some examples. There you go. Have fun."
Wow. I don't know how to follow that.
thought you sold that really well.
Sound system's working really well today.
You just can't turn the mics off.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe you or
The
on.
mic went off on its own.
Oh, it did?
The other mic already died.
All right.
Okay, where are we at? Here we go.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's embarrassing. Okay, Claire Hughes, marketing, communication, and fundraising consultant.
Hey,
Yeah.
just kind of scared right now. Jane Delancey, Delancey Design. We do graphic design and website development for small businesses. 25 years, so we figured out how to do some things right.
I'm William Bosley, current U of M student, business major. I'm here with Collegiate Cleaners. We do residential, small business, and student cleanouts. We only hire college students since, traditional jobs are hard to come by and keep with, a schedule. So if you need spring cleaning or student cleanouts, follow us on Twitter at @CCleaners or check out our website, thecollegecleaners.com. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Matt Brodowski, graphic web designer over at Capital.
Alright, no more mics.
Just talk loud.
So I'm Matt Brodowski, I'm a graphic web designer over at Capital Letters. We do B2B marketing for the Michigan construction industry.
I'm Beth Apple. I work for Capital Letters. And as you know, we do mostly B2B. So if any of you said, I use social media for business to business, and you really have something you want to tell me about, I'm all ears. Thank you. Again, I'm Beth Apple. Thank you.
Hello, Laura Spensley with Serco Canton and Serco Washington County, your 24-hour fire and water remediation specialist, making your loss like it never even happened.
Hi, I'm Stacy from Belleville, the local print shop, and we love to help everybody, but especially nonprofits, save money, get their mailers out, and direct mail does work.
Doesn't replace it.
Hi, I'm Julie Siddiqui. I'm a full-time realtor at the Charles Reinhardt Company. I've been a realtor here for almost 20 years. And friend Claire's. Jane, you did work for a client of mine about 15 years ago. And Ross, you did too. Anyway, you already know. Here. Anyway, so I'm like learning more social media and using my business to help my buyers and sellers. I'm also looking for buyers and sellers. There you go.
Hi everyone, I'm Megan Crosby with the Charles Reinhardt Company. I do marketing for the company and I help agents like this lovely lady slowly.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I own an on-site chair massage business called Kelly Cater Massage. So we go to local business here and do customer appreciation programs, employee appreciation programs, a variety of different types of events. So if you're looking for something new and exciting for your business, come talk to me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen Hesselberg, and we help small businesses get online.
Carter Sherwin, Podcast Studios. I'm a commercial editorial and portrait photographer, and I'm having as many electronic problems as it must be like solar flares or something today.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Blackwell. I'm the social media director at Ingenix Digital Marketing. So if you are on Twitter or you've been inspired by Mark to join, you can follow the LA2M conversation there.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm also from Ingenix. I'm the project manager.
All right, my name is Derek Maribon, also from Ingenix, a digital marketing agency in town. And we went a couple minutes over, but that's okay. We had a big crowd and a great speaker. So let's give Mark another big round of applause. Thank you very much. Next week, I'm going to be in Florida, but Greg Peters is going to be here, and it's going to be the art of referrals, which is a really great program if you haven't seen it. So come on out next week and bring a friend, and thanks for being here. See you next time.